Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Messenger, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. Welcome in everyone. Alright, so this is going to be another Scorpio new moon reading that I'm doing as we're approaching the new moon in Scorpio just in 3 days. This intense energy has been coming through heavy, especially since we had the Taurus full moon, which was a big closing out. And I was talking about, for a lot of you, this has been something that has taken a long time. It's something where it's like it takes phases to close out because it is something so big. Now, this could be like the closing out of traumatizing patterning that you have within your subconscious mind, right? Which is allowing you, actually, it's kind of what has been having you repeat cycles, having you attract certain things. Because I was talking about in my last reading how you subconsciously attract things from a vibrational state by wounds. You don't realize it. In a mirrored reality that we are in, you always attract things magnetically to your inner state. That's really what governs different experiences and lessons and patterns and things that you go through. But I was talking about, for some of you, like, you could have learned the lesson and healed from it, but because you were still kind of on repeat within a certain cycle, and other people could have been factors as well, kind of pulling you down their timelines, having you experience their certain patterns and cycles and things like that. And when those things, sometimes we need to have divine intervention that occurs. And that's why with the full moons, these towers that be fallen, that's why I say let them fall. Let things be discovered, let things come out. But I don't want to go too much down the rabbit hole again with that. If you want to find out more about that, take a look at my first reading of the day. I do say I upload my readings in threes because they build off of each other and they kind of go on different angles. I read for different levels of consciousness too, so if you feel like a part is not fitting for you, that's fine. Just let it go. Hang out for the part that is resonating with you. You did energetically align with it, so Spirit wanted you to see it. There is something here for you. And the last part that I need to say is that time is not real. Right? It's really just constructed here in the 3D realm to kind of control us, to keep us on path, to keep us moving forward. So like when I channel through spirit, things like that, there is not timing. So take whatever you feel is for you anytime. You're guided here, even outside of the moon alignments and the things that I talk about. But it is more fun to catch my readings in real time because I'm always going to let you know about the cosmic alignments so you can take advantage of those things, right? So if you like that, then subscribe to the channel. All of my content here on my channel is free. I don't have any hidden subscriptions and things like that. So all right, so let's get back to the reading. So with this Scorpio moon, okay, it is, Scorpio is a sign of psychological depth. It governs the hidden layers of the heart. Under the new moon, the emotions have been repressed. They rise to the surface, not to destabilize us, but to set us free. It is time to process what hurts, to name what feels unspoken, and to choose healing over silence. In the Scorpio realm, vulnerability is not a weakness, but it is a portal to power. So Scorpio strips away masks. The new moon may expose dynamics in relationships, finances, and the psyche, while powers have been imbalanced and the truth is avoided. Okay, so this is a... These are the things that are going to be coming up, right? And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is the underworld initiator, and by Mars, the warrior of desire. So with this new moon, it awakens a part of us that craves deeper authenticity, stronger intimacy, and the courage to confront what we have been avoiding. It calls for us to shed layers of the old identity and to emerge more aligned within our inner truth. Okay, so this is some of the things that are going to be coming out. I'm not going to get too much into the moon, but I wanted to let you know about the energies. Now we're going to get into some of the fun cards, okay? So now I know why I was guided to the clarifying love situations. So we're going to see what comes out. The one that came out right away that I kept on my desk here was the frozen heart. I've been getting something about somebody is like things are getting activated within somebody's heart chakra, and they're starting to feel things. They're starting to let things come in. It's kind of like once a little bit of spark is activated within a frozen heart, it kind of ignites more and more parts of that heart. So you could be, this could be an aspect of yourself, or it could be somebody that is surrounding you that is starting to experience different feelings within their heart. They could be feeling, or you could be feeling heart chakra fluttering, tingling sensations, warm sensations. They're kind of showing me like the Grinch right now. You know how the Grinch, how he was really cold and detached and all of that because he felt as though he was being, you know, nobody cared about him, nobody loved him, but it was really an aspect of himself. And even when they were starting to show him love, he still wasn't feeling it. But anyway, they're showing me the part where when he was finally starting to feel his heart, right, start to expand and grow and things like that. Like, that's what they're showing me. Somebody's heart chakra could literally be expanding, and that really is a thing. And you really can have fluctuations in feelings as your heart chakra is expanding. Now, I need to put the disclaimer out there that I'm not a doctor or whatever, so I'm not authorized to give legal medical advice, things like that. So if you are feeling things that are going on that don't feel right, obviously seek medical attention. But what I'm seeing is that, you know, for somebody like your heart, I keep saying yours. So for some of you, it's your heart chakra is expanding and you're feeling this, and you could start to be feeling that, oh my gosh, you have more passion, more love, or maybe it's like, you're walking by and just you have more compassion for people or things like that you didn't in the past. So you could be noticing that things are being felt differently. So this could be very much an aspect of yourself, but this is very heavy. This wanted me to come out on the reading, right? So empathy and warmth melts barriers for a true connection. For some of you, like, you didn't feel lovable or you didn't feel worthy of receiving some sort of love. So you had strong boundaries in place where you might have been letting like certain people come in at a superficial level, but you weren't letting them fully have access to your heart, things like that. And this could be some of these patternings, these cycles, and these things that I'm talking about this Taurus full moon, where it needed to come in phases. It needed to take a little bit of time to be able to get to you. You know, in the reading that I was giving yesterday, it was cute when my son interrupted my reading and he brought in a video of me showing me the cat, right? I have an update on this kitty cat to tell you guys about. But anyway, where I was talking about in that reading, I said it was significant to the message that I was giving at the time, where I was saying like things take phases. Like the same cat, he's been trying to approach this cat for quite some time, and it would always come close but not let him touch it. Well, anyway, he showed me a video yesterday of where he was actually petting the cat and actually getting close to the cat. And that's where I was saying, like, sometimes it takes a little bit of time, right, for somebody to get vulnerable enough to be able to give attention and things like that, but too much can overwhelm somebody. So today, now my daughter was playing with the cat, petting the cat and everything, and then all of a sudden it turned and it bit her, right? And the only thing that I could think is just like the cat was overwhelmed with love, and I kind of felt like it was a love bite, like it wasn't even a scared bite or whatever, that bit her and stuff. But it's funny they brought it back to that in this reading. You know, me thinking about that, right? Where, you know, that you need to just take time with things. Like, I think it was more shocking for the cat, you know what I mean? Just too much love and attention. So maybe that's kind of an aspect of yourself. Like, maybe you started to go and you started to allow somebody to have access to you, and then something happened. Maybe you freaked out. Maybe you acted out in a way that you shouldn't have or something, and it kind of got you to close back down a little bit, because then, of course, the cat ran and everything. And, you know, my daughter was just like, ow, why'd you bite me? You know, just confronting the cat. And the cat ran off like it knew that it, you know what I mean? So there's something about that. Like, I feel that there's an aspect of that. Like, you know, so that's what I mean. It's kind of like push and pull, and like it's taking a little bit of time to integrate, to allow, I feel, people to have access to you, right? Okay, so anyway, enough with that. All right, let's get into the love, clarifying love situation. Let's see more. This is collective, mind you. So if you feel a part is not your story, a part is not connecting with you, then let it be, okay? It's somebody else's message. Okay, so this came out when in the pre-shuffle before I started recording. Capricious, children are involved, or someone is being immature. So there could be a factor. You could be having people around you, maybe children that are affecting things. Look at that. It looks like an army of children. Right? You know, sometimes too, like a bunch of children running up can be very intimidating. You know what I mean? That's the energy that this is given. But it could be somebody is being immature with you. Love blocks, dismantling hidden barriers to real intimacy and trust. Oh my gosh, Spirit, thank you. This is not what I'm talking about over here. Letting down those walls within the heart, right? So for some of you, these are blockages where on an intimate level, like you weren't letting people get close to you. And look, controlling. Power struggle leads to being manipulated. See, and that's what this could look like. Somebody was having strong like controlling, like, and it's just like with narcissists, like I hate it how much is put in the collective readings. Oh, you're dealing with a narcissist, da 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 da. Everybody like makes narcissists so evil, and yeah, I get it, because they're controlling and demanding and bossy and whatever. But you need to realize the reason why they are that way is really due to a trauma. Okay, it's really due to a wounding. It's because they didn't feel loved enough as a child, and they were a lot of times just like very, very forcefully, like not doing things right, constantly being belittled and told what to do and things like that, that it kind of makes it to where it's like they didn't feel that they could do anything right. So in the adult life, what that looks like is somebody that is very, especially with those that they love, they get to where they're going to be very bossy, very controlling, that they have to control their lover, right? To have control over them, that they think that it's a source of love, okay? But it really stems from a wounding, right? And that's what I mean. A lot of people don't look at the reason to why. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe somebody was dealing with a partner, or maybe this is you. Like, I know that I was only shown narcissistic love when I was little, so I was a narcissist for, you know, many years. That's how I thought love is navigated, like, you know what I mean? So like I had to heal myself, and then I had to be shown that as a mirrored reality back at me, like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to be treated this way. And then when I was starting to see that it was getting treated at me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I was treating them like that because of the reflection. And then because that's what it takes to see things in a mirrored reality, we look at like how others treat us, which a lot of people miss the lesson and don't realize that you're being mirrored, you're being shown what you're attracting, but really you attract everything. That's why I say over here, so many people that want to talk about like, oh, I got narcissists and all of that in my life. Not poor pity you, baby, it's because you were a narcissist, okay? So take a look at yourself, heal that within yourself, right? And really, it's a wounding, right? It's a trauma bond. It is a emotional state. It is a way that you kind of, your nervous system has learned to protect itself, okay? So we're all about healing over here, okay? But I call things as it is. I do not like to sugarcoat things over here. So if I offend you, then good. I triggered you, and I'm actually helping you. And whether you want to realize it now or not, you're going to realize it from a higher level later. Because I'm all about planting seeds, activating codes over here within yourself to lead you on your path of self-discovery and healing, okay? So, all right. So we got that out. Okay, I felt that was heavy, okay? So this could be a big realization. This could be a big revelation to some of you on ways that you're changing yourself, or you are realizing this about other people. And when you look at it from a different perspective, it allows you to have more compassion. So maybe for some of you, you're having more compassion for somebody because you're realizing from a higher level they're unconsciously doing this. It's stemming from some sort of wounding. Okay, let's get a few more clarifying love cards. And then we'll move on to some tarot, just find out some more messages from Spirit. Okay, so we had the hard climb come out in my previous reading. This has to do with many issues to deal with a difficult conversation. So for some of you, there's some difficult conversations that are needing to be had here, or there's some situations that have been talked about. Maybe some difficult situations have came out, some difficult talks which have caused some sort of like controlling dynamics. Okay, we've got strong roots coming out. Pull weeds of resentment so your love can bloom. So like I was saying, for some of you, I feel like these are some harsh things that were already said or already done, and some people are holding on to resentment or pain, or it's created some sort of blockages. Right? So there's strong roots here. So it's pulling weeds of resentment. This has to do with that patterning that I've been talking about, releasing some of these deep traumatic wounds. Some of these things have been imprinted from you ever since you were a child. Could be why we're having the children card come out as well, right? This could have to do with your inner child. There's just some deep woundings that you've had ever since you were a child coming out. And the last card from Clarifying Love Situations is Wild at Heart. A desire for freedom leads to running away again. Okay, so for some of you, you're trying to run away. You're trying to run away from all the things that are being shown to you. Okay, because getting shown a lot of things can be a bit much, right? It's kind of like, I think that the cat was taking in all this love, and then it's like, wait a minute, turn around, bit my daughter, and then, you know what I mean? So it's energy like that, like, okay, so for some of you, like, it could just feel like a bit too much, you know what I mean? And like getting vulnerable can be scary, right? But that's what I mean. I feel like it is something that is like a wounding that's trying to come up and trying to get somebody to run. Okay, so really it's about facing that and not running away. You run away, you're going to be attracting more and more situations that are going to be more difficult to try to show the same lesson that's needed for healing here, right? Okay, I'm feeling a lot of energy coming out. That's exhausting me. Okay. We're getting out of the clarifying love situations. Let's get into some tarot. Yeah, look at this, and then the mind control, the Nine of Wands. See how all the flames or whatever from a higher level, or not even a higher level, an alternate level, that dark force is trying to control or manipulate, trying to. The fear-based programming, the controllers. There's a lot of mind control that's trying to be done. I was talking about that earlier, just like with the frequency of the music, the tones, to the apps, to the devices, to the movies. They're very hypnotic. I mean, they have been ever since we were kids. Like, do you remember how you'd be hooked to watch the same commercials over and over and over again? Did you ever wonder why you sat there watching the same ones over and over again? Right? Yeah. MK Ultra, baby, at its finest. It never stopped. It never did. It just intensified. So it's about breaking that. For some of you, getting out of these hypnotic states, getting more control of your vessel, not being programmed and controlled, not being programmed into the past or into the future, being in the present moment. That's really where you take control of your vessel. All right. So let's get into some tarot and see what messages are coming out. Spirit. The World. Beautiful. Oh, baby. 10 of Pentacles. This is the highest timeline. Some of you, you're closing these cycles and you're going to your highest timeline. You're unlocking all of the things that were blocking and stopping you from getting to your highest fucking timeline. And yes, I'm using that word to emphasize how powerful this is. Oh my gosh, I love it. See how she's like set free and she's happy. For some of you, you've set free your inner child. It's like your inner child was all tied up and controlled, right? You've set her free, because for some of you, it's like you had an aspect of yourself that was so badly hurt, so badly wounded. Like, that is what you were stopping. For some of you, like, this is impacting your entire life. Like, really, when you set your inner child free is really when you unlock your higher self. Because your inner child is your higher self. When you realize that the things that you desired as a child are always your desires, always your dreams, always your passions. You had this world, this matrix condition you to thinking that you can't have those dreams and desires, that they're immature, that you needed to grow up, that you needed to. No, that's not it at all. This is one of the biggest shams, right? Age us, get us to celebrate our birthdays every year, start counting numbers and clocks and times. It's all been hypnotic. It's all to control you, all to move you forward when time doesn't even work that way. That's why I say time is just constructed here in the 3D realm, and it's not even accurate. It's not even real. So for some of you, yes, you're setting your inner child free. You're setting yourself free. You're listening to your inner child. You're listening to your higher self. You're having fun. And sometimes by reaching that, you go through a lot of pain and trauma and all these things. And then finally you get to this energy, like you don't care anymore. But you have to release that resentment. So for some of you, like that's finally what you're doing. You have finally reached that point where you're just like, I don't give a fuck no more. And you're living life for you, your true authentic self. You're doing all of the things that you deserve, that you desire, that activate that heart chakra, right? So that's so beautiful. That's what's going on here. Yeah, look, in her heart chakra is even activated in this 10 of Pentacles. See it in the red right there? Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. And she's got all these snakes at her feet, but she ain't worried. 4 of Pentacles, baby. Yeah. It's so beautiful. So you're holding on to this. There's some of you, that's why I'm feeling this vibration. You had something that had some sort of stronghold, some sort of control over you. Maybe it was money, resources, or another person oppressing you. Okay, but that's what I mean. You're embracing that oppression. You're letting that be your driving force to set yourself free. Oh my gosh, a bee just came inside. Oh no. I have my door open. Go back out, go back out. And it went back out. Let me get the door. Oh my gosh, so a bee just came in and left for this reading. Okay. Wow. Okay, it's back out. So 6 of Swords is here next to the 3 of Wands. So you're moving away from all of those things that are holding you back. Okay. Yeah. 3 of Wands. Okay. I need to get a few more. I think I'm almost out of time. I got 3 minutes left. Okay. 3 minutes left. Let's get a few more. 6 of Wands, baby. Victory, success. See how it's like, what was oppressing her? Did you see in the last reading I had the 5 of Wands where this figure, okay, was actually like doing like a sacrifice, okay? But in this deck, she is on top of the shoulders of this individual, okay? So it's like you are owning the things that have oppressed you. You have taken over control. You have realized that all of the things that were teaching you those lessons and those obstacles and all of those things were actually powering you up. They were leveling you up. They were preparing you for the highest level of yourself. So this is beautiful. Yeah, and the 6 of Pentacles, 6-6, baby, with justice right below that. Look, see, there's the 5 of Wands I was talking about, the sacrifice. See how it's like these are sacrificing her, but it's flipped now. You are flipped. You're not letting the things that controlled you control you anymore. You're taking control over them. You have set yourself free. You have leveled yourself up. And your justice is here because you're commanding it in. You are bringing it in. You're ready to receive it now. For some of you, you didn't feel worthy of receiving it. Now you know that you're worthy of receiving it. So now you are bringing it in because you're commanding it in. Okay? And the 6 of Pentacles, you're getting what's fair, what's equal, because you know. For some of you, it's like all of the hardships and all of the things that you had to endure and go through. Like your justice is here. Now the scales are being balanced. Now that you're allowing this, now that you've identified this, now that you've released all of these things, now you're ready to receive them. Because for some of you, like you were holding on to that resentment and that anger and all of that, and that lower vibrational energy was keeping you bound to the lower densities of this earthly realm. But now when you release and you let go and you surrender and you repent and you have all of those things, you're no longer holding on to resentment and anger and those lower vibrational frequencies that were anchoring you to the lower densities of earth. You set yourself free to ascend to these higher levels. So it's like for some of you, now you're ready to receive. Now you're at these higher levels. Now you are ready to receive the blessings and the gifts and the abundance and everything that you deserve and desire. And that is very, very beautiful. And that's what all the lessons were about. Now you're finally realizing what all of them were about, all of the things that they were meant to teach you, and now you're on your highest timeline. So that is so beautiful. And this is where you're at. So this is the reading that I had for all of you. You align with this. Oh my gosh, you did it. So this is very beautiful. So don't be in that wishful thinking anymore, baby. This is now. Start anchoring all those things now. Start taking actions and dreams towards your dreams and your desires. All of the things that you want and desire are obtainable and they're happening for you and available for you right now. So be in the present moment. Start anchoring them in and living the life of your dreams. All right, love and light to all of you guys. I got like 10 seconds left. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you have not, so you can catch more of my content over here and interact with me, right?